She probably wouldn't give a shit though. I have the coolest job.
Did you already press the button?
Yep.
Damn it. Can I disappear for 1 second?
Absolutely. Go for it, brother.
All right, thanks.
You're good to go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Overdose Vapes. This is Travis. And hello. How are you? You look very nice tonight. Okay. I got weird with it for a second. Anyways, welcome back to the show. It's Sunday night. We're here to get weird. We got some guests tonight. We got JFM Development. He'll be back. Don't worry. I'm not lying to you. He's here. And we got our good friend, Mr. Stand Up 3D, Mr. Jesse Stucker. He's here, I swear. Stand Up 3D, baby. Yeah, so hello, Vaping Swag, Train Sonic. What's going on, everybody? And there he is. See, I wasn't lying. He's here.
How's it going, everybody? How's it going?
Really appreciate you coming on, my friend. Last time you were on, we had a great conversation. It was a lot of fun. So I've been haranguing this guy to try to come back for quite a while, and we finally got him back. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, life as a father got you busy.
Yes. So if you guys don't know, well, not exactly new anymore. How old's your baby now?
11 months, almost a year. So yeah.
Damn, yeah. Seems like yesterday.
It really does. It really does.
Time flies, man, when it comes to fatherhood. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. For real.
And, you know, I love this RDA, this dot RDA 25 or whatever. But like getting a beefy coil in here is a bitch.
I've never actually tried any of those dot mod RDAs.
So I have a lot of really mixed feelings about dot. Oh, there goes the fucking circuit. I have a lot of really mixed feelings about dot mod in general because I bought Maria Panda Vapes, my fiance. I bought her a dot squonk, which we actually really loved. It's beautiful looking. It hit hard as hell. But we were in a Japanese restaurant one day, and she had it on the table, and it just starts fucking firing. Like, not just like, but like, fucking just raging, right? So I'm like freaking out. So I grabbed this thing. I'm running outside. The whole thing is like aluminum. So within 10 seconds, this whole mod was white hot. And so I'm grabbing it, taking it outside. My hands are just burnt to shit from this mod. And I'm trying to get the batteries out. Battery won't come out. And then I'm trying to get the RDA off. And I'm like panicked. And so I don't think like take your shirt off, try to like, you know, I'm just grabbing this RDA and I'm undoing it and shit. And then finally, I don't think I get the RDA off. And so I fucking threw it. And which pro tip for everybody, please never throw a mod that is in auto fire, right? Because the battery is already in a really bad state, and it could cause catastrophic battery failure. So don't ever do that. But I did, and the battery finally came out, and the adrenaline kind of wore off a little bit. And I look at my hands, and immediately there's just blisters. My entire hands are just destroyed, man. And so we contacted Dot Mod, and we told them what had happened. And looking at the mod later, like the button had fused inside of it. Like it was totally effed. It was totally effed. And so we contacted them. They were actually they were okay about it. They weren't like super apologetic or anything, but they sent her a new mod and then like an RDA, you know, to try to make up for it. So we had that mod for a while. Same fucking thing happened. Same thing. Auto fired, button fused to.
I have two of them that have done that to me, and I have not contacted them for replacements because they're going to replace it. So I'm going to do the same thing.
It's going to do the same thing. Yeah. So there is some kind of catastrophic design failure with these devices, and
both times the button fused.
Yeah, that's what happens. The button fuses, and. So I don't know. So here's the thing about vaping that scares me is that we're putting out so many devices, and these devices rely on very volatile battery cells and heat and coils, and they need to be rigorous testing for these things.
Not enough R&D.
No, when you're putting off a product every few months, you can't tell me you've done a lot of rigorous testing. And so, and I've heard me, Jesse, and there's been a few other people I've talked to who have had the same exact problem with the dot RDA squonk or the dot squonk. So, and then I have this dot mod, like a mech mod, and I like it enough. And it's not the best thing ever. It looks nice, but I'm always sketched about it because it's like, what next? You know what I mean? So I have mixed feelings. I will say this though, their RDAs, I've always been really big fans of them. I think they have really good flavor. But the deck on this thing is just, you put Trinity Cap or something on it too, and they're always really good. But like the deck for this thing is just kind of a mess. I mean, it works when you can get it to work, but it's kind of, I don't know if you guys can see, it's got this like tiered system here.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
Tighten it down and it squishes the leads. It's like innovative, I guess, right? But like,
does it squonk up the top too?
Yeah, it squonks up the top, which is nice. I mean, it actually is nice. This thing is nice for squonking. I will give it that.
I want one of those RDAs, so but not that one in particular, but an RDA that has squonking up the top. Still don't have one.
And you can't beat. I mean, this really does look slick. I mean, it looks pretty classy. So
matchy.
I like it, but I'm pretty torn because when I think of dot mod, I think of a very high end company, even though they're really not. It's not like they're pricey. At least they're not that pricey.
Yeah, their finishes are nice and clean and everything like that. I have the new dot 22 RDA single coil from them. That's what this here is. It's good so far. It's pretty decent, but I'm not good with the single coil RDAs.
Yeah,
but
there's a couple I like. I like the drop, the drop solo. I like a lot because that's more like, to me it's less about restricting your airflow and more about like, hey, let's put a really fat coil in here that you couldn't run dual coils on. That's always the vibe I got for the drop solo. So
recurve is a single coil that I get good flavor and everything. It's great,
and you can put beastly coils in the recurve too.
Yep,
they're good.
Yeah, I love single coils, especially when it has plenty of airflow and it has like airflow coming from both sides. Like I hate that one-sided airflow thing. It just it never like comes out right,
That's why I like the drop RDAs, because it gives you full airflow for a single coil. So don't restrict my airflow, baby. You know what I mean?
Drop solo is the one I don't have though. I got everything else by that guy, but not that.
I think pretty much my favorite RDA right now, the Drop Dead.
So I'm hoping to get the Drop Dead really soon. I'm skeptical because I kind of hated the drop, or the whatever you call it, not the drop, but the Dead Rabbit, because the airflow ruined flavors for me. But
have you tried the challenge cap?
Yes, so I was just going to say. So my actual daily driver, my favorite RDA for the last 3 or 4 months has been the Dead Rabbit with the challenge caps. I love the deck, and then once they actually put regular airflow on it, I thought, wow, this is fucking amazing. So, I want more stuff like that. You know what I mean?
I like the Dead Rabbit quite a bit without the challenge cap, and I like the Drop Dead. Like, I'm weird though. See, a lot of people have said they only like the Dead Rabbit when they put the challenge cap on.
See, I thought I liked.
I don't think that.
Like when I was traveling, when I went to pick up Maria from Florida, and I just gotten the Dead Rabbit, like it just come out, right? So on the way there, I was using it, and on the way, like half the way back, we were using it, and we were like, yeah, this thing's pretty good. But then she's like, we wanted to change flavors, so she got her Pulse 24 out, and we put together a build in the Pulse 24, and we were vaping we ended up vaping the same liquid out of both RDAs. And so I'm vaping out of the Pulse 24. Then I reach over and I get the Dead Rabbit. And I'm like, this is like a totally different liquid. Like it highlights, to me at least, that airflow in the original Dead Rabbit highlights some really negative components of flavors. Like it brings out some really dull sweetness. It can bring out some really off-putting back notes. And the Pulse was like the opposite. The Pulse was like, here's all the best parts of a flavor, And so from that moment on, I was kind of like, I don't think this is as good as people think it is.
See, I always had really good luck with it, but you got to put your coils in a certain place, or it's just not going to have it. You know, like I got lucky when I got the original Dead Rabbit, and the build I put in it, the placement and everything was great, and I had wonderful fucking flavor. You know, sorry for cussing. I guess
Curse away. The live show is the home of cursing.
But yeah, I had a good time with it. But I know a lot of people see that's what's subjective about all these RDAs and stuff is you're going to get something from it that I'm not going to, and vice versa. So it's awesome in that way. But yeah, I love the Dead Rabbit until the Drop Dead happened.
See what the I know that much.
What got me onto like the Dead Rabbit, and then now especially the Dead Drop or Drop Dead or whatever. Anyways, what I loved about it is how like some people think it was a con, but like I like how high the airflow is because I do like to squonk a lot, and I'm an aggressive squonker, so I know I can rip that bottle and not have to worry about it coming out the airflow.
That would be over drip and over squonk.
That would be a real world use case that I could see the advantages of.
Yeah, that's like one of the big things for me. And I love the flavor.
Yeah, that top-down airflow definitely helps because you can over-drip and over-squonk, and you ain't got to worry about going everywhere.
And in terms of, like, the Rebirth, like, it has the exact opposite, and it has, like, bottom airflow, sort of, but it has a big juice well. So, like, I know if I'm more careful on this one, like, I can still use it. But, again, because I'm an aggressive squonker, like, I'll have times where it just comes out the airflow holes.
Yeah, I like the Rebirth too. It does pretty decent.
Yeah, but the flavor is so good, it makes it worth it, you know?
Yeah.
Because you get that bottom airflow type flavor. Like, I do believe that bottom airflow is like one of the best kind of airflows you can have in RDA. It's just, it comes with so much maintenance, you know?
I don't think you can single autofocus.
My dislike for bottom airflow is just because of over dripping.
So
Me too.
I'm still rocking the Pulse 24 after that trip. Pulse 24 really cemented its place in my heart. If anybody wants to get a really well priced, super flavorful RDA, this is a good one. Pulse 24 still worth getting in my opinion. Okay, so why don't we start with? I do have some stuff I want to talk about. I'm going to start with saying hello to everybody in chat, and then we're going to go through and we can talk about what we've been vaping on. I'm way behind in chat, so let me scroll up here. I finally got both my monitors hooked back up, so I feel like a fucking real life YouTuber. So we got Vaping Swag, Train Sonic, Stand Up. Well, that's you. I'm not saying hello to you. Stand Up.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for coming. Appreciate you being in chat. Smoke 42 Vape. That Vape. What's going on? I have some announcements that will, I'm sure, tickle your fancy. That Vape. John Mueller, my boy. John Mueller, my guy, is here. Dermot Dillon, what's up? Giancarlo, man, I'm so glad you're here. And
that Dermot, he's a good guy.
James Rivera, all things Brandy, all day vape, all the good people are here. What up, everybody? Okay. Anyways, so one quick announcement. So I had been slacking since the holiday season. I had been slacking about buying all the necessary DIY stuff to make my my own e-liquid white girl, which everybody's thirsty for right now. Everybody wants to try it, and I totally understand. It's good. So I actually did order all the stuff today, or was it yesterday? When did I order all the stuff? Oh, she's asleep. I think it was yesterday. So by Tuesday, I'll have it here. I was going to wait to like steep it and everything before I sent it out to everybody, but you know what? I'm just going to mix it and then send it, and then it's going to be up to everybody to let it steep. I'll kind of include a card to let you guys know how long it should steep. It's a long steeper, so I hope you guys can wait because it's worth the wait. But anyways, that Vape, all things Brandy, Vaping Swag, all you guys have some e-liquid headed your way in the next week. Okay, announcement over. All right.
All right, sorry. I was just like sending out all your info on my socials just to.
I'm glad you did, man. Bring them in. We need all the people we can get.
I did my first post on YouTube. I haven't done that yet, but I just did. So we'll see.
I've been messing with that a little bit. I use it mostly to like give bad news. Like if I'm not gonna do a live show, I'll be like, hey, no live show. Hope you guys see this. But actually, it's a really cool little speaker. You can put pictures and shit, videos, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Graham Digital Drops. What's up?
What's up, Graham?
All right. Got people coming in. That's cool. All right. Yeah. So, like I was saying, I slacked off super hard on the White Girl, and I did have a couple 100 mils of White Girl here, but I vaped it. If I'm being totally honest with you, it's like what I vape. It's like all I vape, and so but again, I got some headed your guys' way. You guys are gonna enjoy it, I'm sure. This is literally the last that I have, and yeah, shit is good. Shit's good. And
I still want to try that stuff.
Hey, I'll send you some then. Send me your address, buddy. I'll send you out some. I'll send you a little 60 mil or something. Okay. I bought enough stuff to make like a couple thousand mils, and some people I know you know that's not a lot. Some people when I say that they're like, "Oh my god, that's a lot," and I'm like, "No, it's not a lot."
Yeah, no, not really.
That's gonna go so fast.
Yeah, especially when it's something you all day vape, man.
Yeah, and it's like all I vape. You know, I try so many different things for my channel, but like when it comes down to what I want, it's just that I made it because that's what I want and that's what I vape. So,
yeah, that's what you need to do. That's the first thing you need to tackle when you learn to mix is how to get your all day vape or an all day vape where you won't have to buy so much commercial because it costs so much money. You know, it saves you a lot.
It saved me literally probably thousands of dollars at this point because the other liquids that I like are super tacky commercial things. Like I like Milkman from Drip Club. I like a lot. I like that shit. That shit's like $30 for a 60 ml bottle. That shit's crazy.
I made so many cheesecakes, so many strawberries and creams, and so many cereals because the reason is that's what I like to vape. So of course I want to constantly make something and then vape all the time, you know. Absolutely. And then lately I've been starting to get out of my comfort zone at least and start doing some more fruity stuff, you know.
I've just never been a big fruit guy, man. I just can't do it. Just can't do it.
Well, the one who threw me onto it is I got this juice by Prohibition, and it's called 18th Amendment, and it uses a lot of different melons and fruits and stuff, and I just made a remix of that, and it's pretty much spot on. I might make a couple tweaks to it, but like melon sometimes you just I know that's what I thought too because I hate watermelon and I used to have a thing because of when I was younger I got so drunk on Bacardi Grey Melon a lot, so just the smell of like watermelons like made me sick. But then I tried this juice and it was done so well, so I'm like, all right, let me try to do this. Let me try to actually use this flavor that I swore I never use on this channel, and I did, and it came out really good. So I'm excited to see what comes from it, you know.
Absolutely.
I like the fruits.
You're a fruit.
Mainly strawberry.
You fruit booter?
It's not necessarily just straight fruit, though. Like, I like fruits with cream, you know, because I want it to be thick, you know. I like the thick and dense vapes, you know.
I'm light cream, no custard, mostly strawberry. But I don't get tired of strawberry at all, so.
No, strawberry is one of those flavors, I think, honestly, it's one of those universal flavors that just works. We've talked about this so much, and we can talk about it a little bit later since JFM's here. There's some flavors that work, that just go, and there's other flavors that just don't. Right? And we'll get into it. That can definitely be a topic we talk about. I love that idea. But to start with, what's everybody vaping on? JFM, since you're the guest of the moment, not to take away your guestedness, Jesse, but you're old news at this point, buddy.
I'm more special.
It's okay. I'll take that.
I'm just kidding. You have good stands. So
what I go by is like on my screen, I go from left to right, and because I'm fucking OCD, and JFM is at the top left, so he gets to go first.
Well, on the stream, it's Jesse. It doesn't matter. Anyways,
not on his.
I can only see what I see.
All right, so the first thing I'm vaping on is Vupu Drag Mini with the Dead Rabbit. Oh, there we go. The Dead Rabbit RTA, and in that I am vaping this Chop Shop Blueberry Pie. that's the next remix I'm going to be working on. It's very good in my opinion.
Ooh.
It's just like it's a really nice blueberry with some bakery notes in the end, but I really like how they did the blueberry in it. So that's something I'm going to be working towards. In the top side single with the dead drop or drop dead RDA, I have the one by Beard Vape Co., which you all probably know what that looks like. And then in my brand new topside dual, yeah, buddy. Boom. This thing is amazing, by the way. And I have it on top with the Pulse version 2. I really like the airflow restrictor things that they have in them. It's fun to mess around with. And in that, I have, what is it? Oh, yes. Tailored House Strawberry Crunch. I did make a remix on that, but I'm going to be redoing that soon. And then in this bad boy right here, it's the SX Mini Q Mini. And inside,
beautiful.
This has the Dead Rabbit RDA with a cool matchy drip tip. Really nice contrast. Yeah, that was my free one I got in warranty because my black one broke. So they sent me a red one. I actually like the finish on. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks really good.
And then that I have my 18th Amendment remix that I DIY'd. And that's about it.
Okay.
Take it away, Jesse.
Well then, tonight I'm kind of vaping on topside single with the .22 RDA Current River is the liquid on it. Topside dual with the drop dead with Current River on it. I recently acquired Overlord Mech with the oh my god, the Phobia V2.
Okay, so hold on. Tell me, you were going to tell me, but we got sidetracked. Where's the mod from? What is it all about? I need to know more.
It's a mech mod from Russia, and they have an Instagram page. I want it in a waffle, but they go for $1.90, and they're fucking awesome.
Is it from RCM, the Russian Custom Mods?
No, it's oh, damn it!
Send me the info later.
Yeah, I will. I can't think of the name of the freaking company right at the moment. It's right there on the tip of my tongue. Everything's got the Current River in it, though. That's what I'm vaping on. But I'll get that information.
Yeah, do. Because I tell you what, if you guys don't know, and we talked about it a lot, but Russia, man, they are on the forefront, in my opinion, of quality mech mods right now. The only thing that I'm a little bit disappointed about when it comes to Russian mech mods, and I get it, right? They're low run, high end mods, but I was always hoping
God mod.
God mod. Yeah, God mod. They make a lot of really good mods, actually.
Yeah, and they come with these. All of them are different. They come with the acrylic button, and they're constant contact.
I love it. God.
You should see this dang button in here. Hold on. It's wonderful.
Man, fucking Russia, man. I would buy more mods from them. Oh god. Dude.
That's a chunk of silver right there.
Yeah, it is.
Wow. And it's got the silver ring for contact there.
Oh, that's
fucking sick. That stays in contact with the battery, and then it's fucking wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, I always kind of assumed that the Russian mech mods would be a little bit cheaper, but no, you pay about the same price you would pay for a US version. No. Although, for something like that, I think you'd probably, if it was like AV or Comp Life making that mod, you're going to pay twice that price. So, I mean, I guess
it's $1.90 shipped, so
it's not too bad.
No,
I think it's all about the materials, and usually like the precious metals that go into them are usually on a global market anyways, so I think that definitely is a factor.
They have a coating that is fucking awesome and durable, and it's I believe it's brass. It's with that coating,
so brass and silver. So that definitely makes sense why it's definitely higher in price.
Yeah, you can see that.
Yeah, brass for sure.
I mean, if you can make everything out of like stainless steel or something, then it would probably be a lot less, so at least to produce,
And then nobody would want to vape it because it would be
because it doesn't have the same conductivity. Yeah.
The conductivity on this one, like it hits better and quicker than probably anything I have.
Yeah, my most responsive, hardest hitting mod is probably still going to be the US one from Trinity Glass. That mod has a very short, very responsive, very hard throw, and I fucking love that mod. It's so absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, man, Rush is where it's at. Honestly, I'm a big fan of U.S. made mods. Of course, I'm a huge AV fan. I don't take part in the drama of everybody talking shit about mod makers because to me, I don't give a fuck as long as you're making a good mod. Be an asshole, be a piece of shit. It's whatever. I don't have to interact with you. Just I'll buy the mods. So I like AV, Avid Life, whatever the hell they're calling themselves nowadays. I like Comp Life, but I'll tell you what, I'm not gonna pay $380 for a mod. I'm just not. There's just no way. And if I was gonna pay a really big price for a mod, I'd probably go with the glass mod because I've been lusting after that thing since 2012. So, yeah. Are you guys familiar with the glass mechanical mod?
Yeah. No, I'm not. No.
Oh my god, it's so clean. It's not. It really. You know what? At this point, it's kind of outdated. It's not super special, but I've just always lusted after it, and yeah, I would love to have that. It's super pricey though. It's made out of titanium and shit. And
that's sweet. No, I think I've capped myself out in mods for like about $200. I think that's the most I'll ever pay for a mod, because like as long as that said $200 mod is made by a company and it has well-made parts, like say like an SX mod, like I know the chips are great, I know they make quality products, and they stand by their product. So I know what's happening to me. I knew I could get this warranted, and they actually replace it or fix it, and they do it really fast, and they take care of you, no questions. Well, they do ask you questions, but it's simple. It's like, what happened? Hey, it was venting my batteries. Okay, send that in and send me a brand new one. So
yeah, this company is really
loved it.
This company is really good with that, and I think you're going to start seeing a lot more of them show up.
Yeah, God mod. Yeah, they've been around for a couple of years, and they had another mod. I think it was called the Hammer.
It was
the
Blade of God.
Blade of God. Yeah, it was a sick mod. It was a really sick mod.
That's kind of like what I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
That's kind of what I like about, like, say, the top sides, and I'm going to get to my point in a second, but the top sides, especially the first one, like, I've dropped this, I've done a lot, and it's still in pristine order. The paint is still great. Like, it's actually a quality-made mod, so that's why I definitely want the second top side. But, like, what I think should happen in 2019 in the vape market is I think companies should start standing by their products more and making more quality products instead of dishing out something every 2 weeks, like a China mod that usually has a lifespan of maybe 3 months if you're constantly using it. Because between dropping it and everything, like say like a smoke mod, like I have a Pro Color, it gets chipped, the battery door starts having problems, it just automatically stops working. Like the life expectancy of the average mod is very low. And that
the unfortunate thing about that, though, is if that's not where the money is at. Unfortunately, like putting out a cheaper product and it not lasting a real long time, and having it having to be replaced is where they're making their money. And I think it's going to slow down, but I think they're going to continue to keep making these products because they work for a really good long time, But they're not like what you're. If they were made of a lot higher quality, they'd be a lot more expensive.
Not necessarily, because for this instance right here, this was probably not that much money to make, but you got this top side right here, and it has a better kind of paint job. It's better designed, and it doesn't have as many failing points.
Right.
And I've had this for over 3 months now. But like my average mod, it would like go into the shitter.
We don't know how long the top side, and this is not to talk shit because I have a top side. I love it. I gave it a fucking 4.9 or something when I reviewed it. It's an amazing mod. It really is for the price, I think. But I think that Jesse has a point when he says that that they're not making enough profit off individual units to be like. And you know what? Here's another thing. Nobody's gonna buy a $200 mod from Dovepo. I wouldn't. They could say, hey, this is the last mod you'll ever buy. And I'd be like, I don't know. No, I can't do it. So, for me, I think the Dovepo max that I would probably pay would be like $100. And honestly, how good could you get for $100? Probably better than most, but there's just they're always, their business model is constantly iterating on mods. I hate that. I've always hated that. I think that it floods the market and it causes confusion for new vapors. And I think there's a way to do it sustainably, though. This is no shade on Brian, and this is no shade on Dovpo, because I think that people really were clamoring for a dual battery version of the topside. But goddamn, my topside wasn't even fucking cold yet. It's like the body was still warm, and the dual was already out. You know what I mean? And it's in some ways, it's like if I would have known that it was going to be that quick to come out, and I think a lot of people would feel the same way, well, I would have just waited. You know what I mean? Like I would.
But he did mention it when he was about to release the first one.
I'm good with having a single and a dual like it is, and they're great mods. I would have liked to have them come out with them at the same time. That way, they're not limiting themselves by just the single battery people or in lower wattage or the higher wattage dual users.
Like, I agree with that.
I totally think that would have been the best case scenario if they would have released them at the same time. And again, I want everybody in the chat to realize I consider Brian a friend. I think he is an amazing guy. And me too. I think that anytime if you had a problem with your mod, man, you're gonna get it fixed. Like they do stand behind their products, and I don't even think there are a lot of problems with that mod. I think that mod is a killer ass mod. You know what I mean? But I've only had mine for a few months, and so but again, here's another thing. I don't expect regulated mods to last for that long in general.
I don't have a problem with Dovpo or anything like it's the mod companies in general that put out one and then they wait and then put out the dual battery. They should. Brian didn't do anything wrong and all that. That's just kind of the nature of things. I wish that they would come out with the two versions at once so people have that choice instead of, well, I want to support this person by buying the single because it's out now, and then 3 months down the road, the one that would work for them better is coming out and they're buying that too. So like if you put them out both at the same time, both versions, people would have their choices and could pick whichever one. But it's kind of smart at the same time because, like if you want to support certain people and you hear a mod is really awesome and stuff, you're going to buy that first one that comes out and then you're going to turn around and buy the second one because it's more of your style vape.
I tell you what, people would if you're presenting. Well, here's the flaw in our logic is that you release both those mods at the same time. The majority of people are probably going to buy the two battery, and the single battery is not going to sell half of what it ended up selling in the original place. And I just want to clarify my position. This is not an attack on any specific mod company, but in my experience, okay, every regulated mod that I've ever owned, at some point, it dies. We have a $350 custom made DNA 250 mod that we got made for Panda. Okay, we've had to send it back twice already, and this is not shade on the guy who made it. I'm not going to say his name because the dude does quality work, but it's the chip. The chip had a bug in the first iterations. We had to send it back so that he could change the chip. The second one was that it's like, how do you it's like juice is going to get in there, man. You know what I mean? Or a battery's going to fail, or just there's like so many things that can go wrong when you have electronics, liquid, and high voltages all swirling around together. And so, I look at regulated mods as having a life expectancy. And so, it's not shade on any one company. I just think that's the nature of the beast. And I do think that is probably another one of the reasons why they iterate as much as they do, so that they can kind of beat that. So they can say, you've already bought another mod before this mod's going to shit out on you. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's my opinion.
There's pros and cons to everything, but like bang for your buck, I feel like this is gonna be worth your money. But like the cons to it is you need to know how to build, and you got to learn about battery safety and things that you wouldn't normally have to with a regulated mod. But these last for a very, very, very long time.
So yeah, because there's not many points of failure because
it's right. This is a clone Able. that I've had since 2014. It is by no means well made, but it still works like a champ. I've changed the spring because
That's the problem mechanical though, because the electrical components won't fail.
Exactly. And so, but here's the thing: I'm not advocating that everybody should run out and grab mechanical mods because I don't think that's for everybody.
Well, how about this thought? How about this thought? Because obviously that's one of the biggest failure points in mods is the electronics. Like I think we can all agree on that, right? Yeah, so, like hypothetically, wouldn't it be a good idea for the vape market, especially like the high end stuff, like that you have mods that are like literally like pieces of work, like artwork, you know? So what if like they figured out a way to make the boards more modular? So in terms of when they're designing these mods, they have a way where you could flip out the chip and replace just the chip, so you still have the nice mod.
I like that idea a lot.
You know, like replacing the parts in your computer tower. Like you can just
exactly. It could totally happen. They could find a way to make a bus for the thing and just.
And we've seen some kind of interchangeability with the DNA chips. Not something you can do at home, but like you can. There has been companies that are high end mod companies that have like stabwood mods and shit, where you'll start it off with a DNA, like whatever, you had a DNA 30 in it, and then you send it to them and they upgrade it to the DNA 150 and then the DNA 220 or whatever, right? Like that is an availability, but something you could do at home, I think that's kind of would be an amazing next step.
Yeah, or like you go from Evolve to SX or something and have like the front panel away so you could change the button. Like they could totally do it. All they would have to do in the face is make it in a way where they could sell plates for the front too, so you could change the orientation of the buttons.
Yeah, what Giancarlo said, like, I know that the mods are just going to go bad at some point. I mean, they're going to fail if it's a board and it's got multiple components on it, but maintenance goes a long fucking way. Just like he said, I mean, just making sure that you're cleaning it up and you're not over dripping and letting it drain down inside the compartments where it's going to get to the board and just different things like that.
So there's a few things I want to touch on in the chat real quick. Okay, so John Carlos said that Cloudmaker did that a few years ago. Great idea, but the company went under. That's a big problem that we can see. Some of these companies are finite. They're not going to be around forever, so you can't put all your eggs in that basket. Drowsy said that Wismec had something along those lines. I'll have to look into that. I don't know anything about that. The Luxotic, I guess this must be what they're talking about. The Luxotic has a replaceable board. I didn't know that, but that's fucking pretty cool. And another thing was, so Graham Digital Drop said, yeah, mechs are super reliable. You just have to risk blowing your face off, but if you ain't willing to die, is it worth it? Come on, I think you're being a little bit disingenuous by saying that, because I've never even had a close call with a mechanical mod. There's a lot of information available online on safe use. It's just like with John Carlos said, doing maintenance on your regulated mods. I think if you do maintenance on your mechanical mods and you're just aware of the fact that, hey, this is a lot, I'm taking direct battery current to a coil. It's just about being aware of what these things are. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. If you don't know what you're doing, you can hurt yourself. But that unfortunately, that I feel differently than how Graham feels. Like that's a little extreme and dramatic on what mechanical mods are, and that will scare the hell out of people. As long as you know your Ohm's law and your battery safety, and you're being careful with it. Now, you don't have to be all uptight and everything like that, but as long as you know those things and you do it, I've never had a problem. I've been vaping mechs for 5.5 years.
Okay, so he's fucking with us. He's just trolling us.
The only question I have about mechs, and forgive me if they do have funny. This, because I am not as knowledgeable in tube mechs, but the one part that I could see is a huge problem with mechs is that the whole thing is essentially a metal tube, and that stores and it transmits lots of heat. So if your atomizer gets hot, it's transferring heat all through that. So in return, it's going to make your battery even hotter. So do they have any like kind of like hybrid mods, but hybrid in the sense of like it's both metal and say a composite material without having a tube through the whole thing.
Well,
they got liners.
We have liners and stuff now, which help a lot with that. We also have things like Giancarlo would be one that would know a lot about this. They have spacers that you can get that go in between your RDA and the mod itself, like little heat fin spacers.
That's smart.
Quite a bit. I think that also materials of RDAs, especially now, we're doing a lot of like aluminum top caps, different metal composite top caps that dissipate heat a lot more than stainless steel would or something like that, right? Or vice versa, whatever, right? And so, in my opinion, I've never taken a battery out of a mechanical mod and had it be super, super hot. But yeah, I think in theory, yeah, if you're running it a super low ohms, but I think in that case that the battery might be creating more heat than the actual RDA would be creating heat at that point. It's it's a complicated issue, and I think that's one of the reasons why if you're using mechanical mods, there's a safe build that you can do. Never build below 0.1, and I think even 0.1 might scare some people, but if you're using the right batteries, right now, the Samsung 20S, I think, right? Is it 20S? Yeah, Samsung 20S batteries are super. I have one right here. They have like 35 amp, internal resistance, and this is all tested by Mooch. This is like what he recommends for mechanical mods. So at 0.1 with one of these batteries, you're going to be fairly safe, and you just don't push it too much. As soon as I feel any kind of sag on my battery, like if I feel like I'm not getting a really satisfying pull, I immediately take it out and change it and charge it. My batteries never get below like 3.7 volts before I'm charging it. And yeah, I mean, you just have to take your safety seriously and realize that if there is the potential for this to fail in different ways, right? The battery could fail. Yeah, just be safe. I mean, safety first. And in all reality, I think that regulated mods have come so far that if someone is starting to vape, and no matter what their end goal is, like if they want to blow clouds or if they want flavor, if they want this or that, there's a regulated mod for them. And I'm always going to recommend regulated mods. Like for instance, if someone's like, I want to like have really low ohm builds and I want to rock out and with my cock out and blow fat clouds. This Vaporesso Polar fires down to 0.03 ohm builds, which is insanity, right? And it outputs to 220 watts, and it has a special RDA mode, which has this little skull on it, which I think is kind of funny.
Wouldn't it be like better, like if they want to start getting into mechs, wouldn't it be a good recommendation to like start with like parallel boxes?
Parallel boxes are yes,
because I think that's a good in between because you have at least more of the battery power, so it's not as risky. And
you're having the same voltage, but you're splitting your ohm load in half, and super safe. I mean, honestly, super.
I love parallel boxes. I love
parallel boxes too. Absolutely love them. Yeah.
Like when I use my tube mech, I just use it with the flavor that I want a little bit. Like I won't chain vape on them. I'll just have a couple of rips out of it. I'll put it down for a while. Like I don't I'm very super paranoid with it, you know? Like I don't want to get to the point where something could happen. So
the reason why I even vape mech mods is because when I first started vaping in 2011, I think that the regulated mods that were on the market at the time was like the MVP, 11 watts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's max 11 watts. and I wasn't getting a very good experience. And then I think it was like Grim Green or somebody was using a mechanical mod in one of their videos. And I was interested in that. And so one thing led to another. I ended up getting a clone mech mod, had a very satisfying vape. And from then on, that's what I rocked. So don't tell Mooch. Yeah, no doubt. Okay.
I think that mech mods are a really wonderful thing, and that Graham was kidding around with what he said, but that's the truth about it is That's what people, the media and different people are telling other people and completely scaring them and freaking them out about certain things. And I believe that there is a certain type of mod for everybody. And for the majority of people, regulated is where it's at. But you shouldn't be afraid of mechanical mods. You just need to not be a dumbass and learn what you need to learn to use it safely.
Just like anything else in this world, anything worth doing is worth doing correctly. And if you're interested in something, take the time to get to know about it, learn about it. You know, take an interest in yourself and in your safety. If you're only interested in cessation, like you're like, I just want to quit smoking, then get a fucking pod and just, get a Fix pod with some Dinner Lady. Fix has Dinner Lady lemon tart pods now. To me, like that's just give people that, and they're going to be happy. And boom, bam, they're not going to smoke anymore. So I don't know. That's like a total tangent. I'm a huge Dinner Lady lemon tart fan. So when I saw that, I was like, shit, I almost might buy that just to get those pods.
Right. I like that flavor too. It's a very good one.
It's one of my favorite flavors of all time, and I think it changed the way that companies went about dessert flavors in a lot of ways. I think it had a lot of impact on the industry. So
they make a lot of good dessert flavors. I also like their berry ones, like the
the blackberry crumble was so
blackberry crumble and berry tart's good. I love the berries. It's so good.
I did not like their orange tart. It tastes like orange Tic Tacs, and their strawberry custard. If you want to see me give a bad review, go watch my strawberry custard review for Dinner Lady. I'm very polite about it, but I dislike that flavor quite a bit. And it's funny because Dinner Lady sent me stuff all the time to review, and they never would send me that flavor. And I was always like, send me the fucking flavor. That's my flavor profile. Just send it to me so I can review it. And they never did. They would send me everything else. And so finally, one of my buddies, Scott, some of you guys are probably familiar with Scott. He's a wild man. He sent it to me, and I vaped it, and it was trash. And I just couldn't understand how somebody who could be so great at one thing and make this really amazing flavor could fuck up something that's such a simple, every company should have a good strawberry custard. That's like a no-brainer to me, but they fucked it up. So
yeah, pretty simple profile too. So it's just surprising.
Yeah. It does. It's not brain. It's not rocket surgery. It's not brain science. Anyways, so what am I vaping on? Let's keep it moving. I think we're getting sidetracked like crazy because I'm trying to do 10 different things at once. So what am I vaping on today? I am vaping on the very last little bit of the Milkman original. They changed all the labels for these, which is super confusing. But this is the original Milkman flavor. It's one of my top 3. This used to be terrible. So I think 2012-ish. There was a company that released a flavor called the Milkman. I think they were called the Vaping Rabbit. Pretty sure. So Vaping Rabbit released a flavor called the Milkman, and it was trash. Total trash. Tasted like garbage. Tasted like plastic. Tasted like shit. We did a review on it, and we just bagged it, and we hated it. So that review sat for like about 2 years, and then Drip Club contacted me, and they're like, hey, we bought the rights to this liquid, and we changed it. So would you like to check it out? And I didn't expect very much. They sent it, and man, boy, they were right. They really, really did a number on this. And so it went from being like one of the flavors that I hated to one of the flavors that I can't get enough of. If you don't know, Milkman is a strawberry pastry with vanilla bean ice cream. It's like a Pop-Tart with vanilla bean ice cream. It's fantastic. Really, really good. Desert Island vape, without a doubt. So vaping that in, what am I vaping it in? Holy shit. Oh, my Azeroth on the Steampunk.
Still doing the slug.
Oh, man. Love it so much.
I had one. I loved it. I don't remember what I did with it, but I loved it.
So this is a special edition that I got from Kenny B. They only made like 500 of these things because usually the Steelpunk it looks a little different. This has a cog for the 510 actual area. I don't know if I can take this off, but no, I can't. But so where the 510 is, it looks like a cog. And so instead of the Steelpunk slug. This is the steampunk slug, and it's the only one they ever made in copper. And so, yeah, pretty rare, and it hits like a fucking beast. It's an amazing mod. The Azeroth RDA is a triple coil RDA that I was super excited to get from Coil Art. Got it for Christmas, and one of the positive posts broke like immediately, and so now I'm rocking it in dual coil mode out of necessity. But we've contacted Coil Art. We're really trying to give them the benefit of the doubt and see if they can make it right. Because I didn't even have it a month, and I wasn't. You know what? Like, I take responsibility. If I break something, I'm the first one to say, like, hey, I fucked that up. Like when I got the Lucid RDA from Times Vape and from Stan, right? I was struggling to try to get good flavor out of that RDA, and so I was putting 18 gauge parallels, or 18 gauge parallel verticals in there, and 18 gauge is like fence post wire, and so I was like really just wrenching on it and shit, and I sheared the 510 pin, and that was my fault. 100% my fault. This, I was putting just a 24 by 34 fused Clapton in there, and boy, it just snapped. It just snapped right off. So this was them. This was their fault, not my fault. So really hoping they do something right by that. I'm not holding my breath, but we'll see. So I also have the US1 V2 RDA, probably one of my favorite RDAs ever made. This one is my my beater, so it's got some nicks. I dropped this quite a bit, actually. And it's on my beater switch mod. This switch mod is also, this is kind of my daily driver right now. It's a really, really good vape, really hard-hitting. Love it, love it. If you haven't had a chance to try the US1 V2 RDA,
wow,
do a favor, man. It's a beast.
I think it's nice.
Yeah, and this isn't, I won't say exactly what the build is in here, but it's probably...
Is that 2700 or 21700?
So this mod is actually just 18650.
Oh, wow.
This is just a switch mod. It's an old school switch mod.
Wow.
But the new... Trinity, they have just released a new mod. It's called the Interceptor, and it does 2700 and 21700. Definitely worth getting. Okay, what else? I got my Mage V2 stack. This was one of my Christmas presents. I got the Troll V2 on there with just some regular 22 gauge space coils. Nothing too rowdy. And I am vaping Dead Presidents Jefferson. If you guys haven't had a chance to try this, if you're a fan of cereal vapes, this is a really, really milky, good cereal vape. You can see all the little Fruit Loops on the back. Dead Prez Jefferson. Really, really good. Not too pricey. I think it was like $22 for a 60. Obviously, if you're into DIY, it's going to seem outrageous. But if you're into commercial liquid and you like a good cereal, this doesn't have any of the heavy citrus that you see in a lot of cereal vapes, like the dish soap flavor. This is one of the only cereal vapes that I've ever had that does not have any dish soap flavor. I'm very sensitive to citrus, and it all tastes like dish soap to me. So this one works for me really, really well. Vaping the Pulse 24 on the clone Able, and I am rocking my boys Vaping Swag and Gizzard Stew, Gizzard Brew Custard. God damn it, this is a good liquid.
I want to try that stuff. I haven't tried it yet.
You gotta try it, man. It's so good.
I heard it's like a different custard too than usual. So.
Oh man, it's okay. Like if you're looking for a traditional custard, then it's probably not going to be what you like. But this is has pancake notes and warm fucking cake notes, and it's just
sounds awesome.
It's so good. It's so good. Okay, so I'm rocking that in that. So this was just a gag, right? So I had this bottle of strawberry and cream one shot that I got from some company, and we all thought it was really gross. So I mixed it at one. We were doing this was for a live show. We were doing mixes, and I did it at 1%, and let it sit for a while, and it actually turned out to be not too bad. Yeah, it's not great, but I am actually vaping it because I'm running out of my DIY. So that's like the only straight strawberry and cream that I have. It's not bad. It's not bad. I have a Consequence bottle that has my DIY in it. As someone who DIYs, I'm sure you And if you anybody who's watching DIYs, bottles to put your e-liquid in become like my everyday struggle. So I actually just got. Oh yeah, no, we have one of those, the flask, and we love them. But I mostly just let her use it, and it only holds 20 mils, and so. But I did get a hookup for some bottles on Instagram, or on Amazon. They sent them to Panda. Let me grab one so I can show you guys. I really like them. The plastic's not the best, but for the price and stuff, I think they're really good. Let me grab one real quick.
Well,
look at that. Look at that action.
That's pretty cool.
It doesn't come like that. That's when.
Oh, I thought that from the looks of it, looked like it had some fancy design in the middle, but it's just
No, it hasn't. It hasn't busted open or anything, but it crinkles.
So this is the bottles that we got. You buy them, and you get like a bag of 20 of them, and they're less than $1 a piece, and they have the milliliter measurements on the side, which is really cool. And I love the lid has like this little finger grip on it, right?
Oh,
and when you buy them, they're all sealed. Like you have to break the seal to open them, and then they actually have drippers on them. So I use them for like when I mix. I usually do my mixes in mason jars, but then when I want to split it up after the mason jars, I throw them in here, and I like it. It works really well for me.
All right, there's two things I want to tell you. First of all, Liquid Barn. Do you mind glass dropper bottles?
No, I love glass dropper bottles.
Okay, I can get you the best deal on glass dropper bottles. All right, so Liquid Barn, I think it's like. I might have this mistaken, but I think it's like a pack of 100 or 120 or something. They already have on the clear glass dropper bottles. They already have like the best deal on them. It's like, I think it's like $25 or something for the clear ones. And then you use
100.
Yeah, and then use my code JFM15. It'll give you 15% off, and you literally got the best deal on glass dropper bottles. Or if you're already mixing mason bottles, again, Liquid Barn has the best bottles for that now. They have these unicorn bottles for their new fill line or whatever, and it actually has a tip on the top that just comes right off.
Oh wow!
They look like normal 60 mil. It's part of their basic line, and you can buy packs of those. And it actually has measurements on the side too. You can see where your liquid level is, and you can also use the code for that too. But like
Liquid Barn, you said, right?
Yeah.
Liquid Barn.
Yeah, they had those bottles are amazing. I don't know where they got those from, but they're great.
Let me find the bottles so we can get a visual of what you're talking about here. Because we have a lot of DIYers who watch.
Oh, actually, hold on. I actually got one. Hold on.
Okay.
I usually mix mine and store it in the glass, and then I will put some in one of these, and then I'll fill my bottles up with this.
This has Wayne Walker's rose milk concentrate in it. Pretty well steeped. All right, so it looks like this right here. It's the basic liquid, and then it's a normal 60 ml. And you take off the top right here, and then see the tip? Just comes right off.
Oh, so sweet.
So you can just like mix it in it, wash it out, whatever. Then do it again, and then on the side has like this whole measurement system right here. So if you're using their one shots or whatever, and then it has a nice label on the side where you can put like what it is and how much stuff's in there and all that.
Ooh. How much do those run?
I don't know how much. They have the empty ones on there. I forget, but it's fairly cheap. And then you use the code and you get an extra 15% off. So you're saving a lot of money. And it's probably cheaper than what you're using right now.
Yeah, I mean, well, we got these ones for free. That's the reason why I was using them.
Free. I can't beat free. I can't beat free.
But I do prefer glass. And I think, like most things.
I'll look it up right now. I'm pretty sure it's a lot cheaper.
All right. While you're doing that, I'm going to get some chat stuff going on here. I've been totally ignoring them as we get into these conversations. We love you, chat. Don't worry. We're not forgetting about you guys. Well, we're way behind. Okay. Holy shit. Where am I at here? Okay. Jesse, you sell 2,700 battery cases.
No. I have battery things that that hold 21-700s, but none that are portable.
Okay. Send in. Hey, what's up? Oh, you already answered that question. Okay. My bad. I'm way behind.
Oh, no big deal.
Uh,
I do have something new on my site that's not vape related.
Tell us about it.
I can show you.
Do it.
It's a makeup caddy.
No shit. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to buy one for Maria. Oh man.
Yeah.
What inspired you? The women in your life?
Women.
Yeah. Okay. So Tony Laura, what's up? I didn't say hello? Hey, how you doing? That white guy, what's up? Sarcasm is usually lost in the keystrokes. Yeah, it's hard to gauge people's sarcasm levels when they're typing for sure. Yeah, so Giancarlo was talking about the heat sinks. Yes, not cleaning a mech button regularly can cause hell issues. Couldn't agree with that more. If you're going to use mechanical mods, button maintenance is, I mean, just at least once a month, just take it apart and clean it, please. Okay. Delrin and Ultim spacers are an excellent idea, Tony Laura, for heating, heat issues for your mech mods. That white guy's whipping a .06 right now. Hashtag don't tell Mooch. Huh. John Mueller just got a box of 20S's, man. Good for you. In my opinion, if you're using mechanical mods, there's no other battery right now except for 20S's. They are the battery to have.
Thank you, Swag. You guys ever get your pants riding up when you're sitting in a chair for an extended period of time?
I'm not wearing pants.
Oh,
I'm just fucking with you.
But I got a nice wedgie in my ass.
I got my ass. It's all shoved. You got something in them and it bothers.
My ass. Oh my god, I'm so far behind.
If your ass starts eating your pants, you've been there too long.
Yes.
Get up and take a lap around the room. I that's what I try to do whenever it happens to me.
Vaping Brizzle, what's going on? And I'm like way behind saying hello, but hello. Hey,
here you go. If that's misogynistic, there you go, Swag. There's green.
We all know you're a misogynist.
All of a sudden, it turns into a tool caddy.
Hey, there you go. Chevy Man, what's up? Okay. Anyways, we're all caught up. Okay. Where were we?
I'll wear thongs if I want to.
Goddamn right. Don't you ever thong shame my boy.
Yeah. And they're pretty. And they make me feel happy.
They're pretty and they make me feel pretty. So there was one article that I wanted to touch on real quick. Wait, we were waiting on something. JFM, weren't you going to show us something?
Okay. I'm having trouble finding the pack of them, I think, because they moved it to wholesale. But for a 5-pack of glass bottles, it's $3.70, and then you get 15% off. And you can get like multiple.
$3.
So it's less. It's like 60 cents. I don't know. I don't know the math.
That's not bad.
But anyway, so you can do that and get 15% off, and it comes fairly cheap, and you can get a lot of them. Excellent. Or the ones that I was showing you, like this one right here. Yeah. These come out to be like $1. You can buy them in 5-packs as well, and then you can get 15% off all those too. So
the glass ones are actually cheaper.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's like the best deal I've found in glass bottles.
That is an excellent deal, and I prefer glass. I think glass is kind of out of style now, but for me, if I'm at home, I want glass. Shit just tastes better out of glass. It does.
If you're gonna reuse them too, like that's definitely the best deal because you can just wash them out easily and just reuse them, opposed to like the plastic that leaches in the flavors and stuff.
And it definitely does, man. I mean, there's just anybody who says differently is just not being honest. It affects the flavor. That's
also the problem I found with Squonk bottles too, because it does the same exact thing. It leaches in, so you need to replace them after a while.
Especially that soft plastic. There's no way that doesn't fucking leach in. Okay, so I saw an article. Sometimes I just browse, like before the show, I'll browse the news, right? So in Brevard County, Florida,
Not surprising.
I have a picture I want to show you guys too after I read this little snippet of an article. So there's a whole article about how they're busting schools. They have a cop who goes into the schools with his drug dog, who they have trained to sniff out pod systems, vapes, e-liquid. Okay, so that in and of itself should scare the shit out of everybody. If my kid went to this school, I'd be throwing a fucking tantrum about it. You know, like we have enough problems in this world. You're gonna fucking come at my kids with a fucking dog. And anyways, so just quoting the paper, right? The paper is very much anti-vaping, like most mainstream media papers are. So he said one Brevard student who spoke to Florida Today anonymously. So in my opinion, this is bullshit. There probably was no student who said this, but take it with a grain of salt. One Brevard student who spoke to Florida Today is the name of the paper, asking that his name be withheld because he fears getting in trouble with his high school, explained that until recently, he smoked, their words, he smoked Swarons, a popular vape brand. The brief buzz from the nicotine felt good, he said. Mint and watermelon flavors were his favorites. Quote, it just became such a habit, the Brevard student said, describing how he'd automatically reach into his pants pocket for his pen even after he'd quit. This reminds me of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, where he's like, you'll notice the reefer addict because he'll have semen crusted on his pants from constantly masturbating when he can't find a rape victim. You know, it's just such hysteria stirring bullshit. But anyways, okay, continue. He said he decided to stop vaping after learning about the negative health effects of e-cigarettes and the growing consequences of getting caught. But many teens and even adults vape because they believe there's no harm, that they're just breathing in water vapor. Nobody believes they're breathing in water vapor because we would fucking drown, you morons. Anyways, researchers at Johns Hopkins have found that while it's true, vaping is less harmful than smoking cigarettes, it is unhealthy and can cause high blood pressure and heart disease, and with nicotine is highly addictive. At least they do. I mean, I guess they can't just totally lie. So they do have to say that while it's true, vaping is less harmful. It's not. It's scary. An investigation by the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, in which journalists tested e-liquid of some popular brands, found that some oils contain toxic chemicals, diacetyl 2,3 pentydione, that can cause permanent and sometimes fatal lung disease. According to the Surgeon General, nicotine in vape pens can also permanently impair learning and memory in young people and increase the chances they'll become smokers later in life. There's so many things wrong with that, just that brief. And this article was so much more than this. There's so many things wrong with just that.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
That is fucking insanity, right?
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, and I commented on this actual article too because I couldn't help myself. It's so obvious that this is like something that is being rolled out by corporations, and the language that they're choosing is so calculated. When they say things like "he smoked Storons," like they're trying to put this image in their mind of people reading this paper that this is still smoking, right? He's smoking Swarons, which is a fucking. It's not a brand of a cigarette. It's a goddamn device, but they would never do any kind of research. To say that it's true that vaping is less harmful, but it's unhealthy and can cause high blood pressure, heart disease, and then for them to say that it has diacetyl and whatever pentodione, and that can cause death and fatal lung disease. It's so disingenuous to the point where it has to be malicious. It can't be that they're just ignorant. I truly believe that this is done with the intention of scaring people away from vaping. So just want to get your guys' opinion. This is one article of hundreds that you'll see on a day-to-day basis. This is in a local Florida paper. I'm not from Florida, but this is a Florida paper, just small town paper. So kind of want to get your guys' opinion on that. And while we're talking about it, I'll pull up the pictures that they associated with this article. Okay.
I don't like the scare tactics. I'm okay with people telling other people, "Hey, if you don't do it, don't start doing it," because anything that you put in your body is obviously not supposed to be there.
Yep.
But the scare tactics that they use, like, it's outrageous. It's completely ridiculous, and it is malicious because there's so many people out there that smoke, and they're making these people be afraid of vaping, and they're never gonna get off cigarettes, because you got vaping that is so much more harmful than what I'm doing now because of all these stories that they're told, and then they die from cigarette related causes, by smoking so long and stuff. Like, I'm okay with the truth getting out there. Obviously, all of us are, and them saying, if you don't have to, don't do it, don't get it started. It's just the bullshit that they try to feed people, and the scare tactics they use to make you believe that vaping's some outrageous thing that's even worse than cigarettes in most cases, and that's what they're doing.
And later in the article, they actually kind of equate vaping also to drug use. They say nicotine, and also they're vaporizing THC. They basically lump it all together into one thing.
Well, they've proven that nicotine actually helps people with certain conditions, like I can't remember, like Parkinson's and different things. It actually helps them, and nicotine actually helps you think more clearly. So that they're already like they couldn't get like any more opposite to the truth.
Well, no, you know what? And I agree so much with you. Let's have honest, frank conversations about the pros and cons. But these scare tactics are driving people back to smoking or keeping them smoking. And I truly believe that is the purpose. And again, I said this last week. I'm going to say it again this week. This is a parenting issue. If there's teenagers that are vaping, it's a parenting issue. It's not something that the government needs to get involved on, right?
Yeah.
The government's already involved enough that they've changed, at least where I live, the age of you have to be 21 to buy any kind of products that have nicotine in them. So fair play to them on that, whatever, right? But like, if a kid is vaping, get the parents involved. Don't get the fucking legislation involved. So here's a picture that came with this article. Okay, I'm going to share it right now.
Well, see, this is ridiculous.
It should scare everybody. It scared me.
This is kind of ridiculous, but it ain't any more ridiculous than them saying that if you vape, somebody's going to come out of the closet and stab you with a fucking knife. That's how ridiculous it is.
So this is the cop who comes to the schools and with his dog and takes vapes away from kids. Look at him. I mean, it's just this is fucking crazy. This is like a narcotics officer holding up that fucking jewel like it's a fucking meth pipe or something.
Yeah, like has fucking crack in it or something.
Yeah. And
like you don't want to get it on him.
And the problem we have here is it's just a bunch of uneducated people, and they don't really know what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
again, it always goes back to diacetyl, or it has the same stuff that's in antifreeze and all those other bullshit claims. But like, it's never been proven. Like, yes, there is diacetyl.
Some of these things that have been proven that there are different things in them, but in levels that you would never ever be able to consume enough of it.
You get more by eating a fucking bag of microwave popcorn.
Yeah,
right. But see, their claim is it's different from ingesting it into your lungs than actually eating it. However, the only case of popcorn lung was in a factory where these workers
for 40 years,
randomly got these illnesses. But this only happened once to these workers and never ever again. So it's like, that's one case. And then the other case is there is so much more diacetyl in cigarette smoke than there is in vaping. And yet there's been years and years of people dying from cigarettes. Has one ever been diagnosed with popcorn lung? No.
20 people couldn't vape enough in a 20-year stretch to affect one single person with the amount of of it that is in there. You know, it's totally ridiculous claims. Like I'm cool. Like I said, I'm cool with the truth, and there is that stuff in there in very, 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 very small amounts. And it will never be to the point where it's going to have a physical effect on you like that. These things that they're saying with the diacetyl and all that shit, it is physically impossible for one person to vape enough to get poisoning from something like that and to affect them in a negative way.
So like this just real quick. This is also a picture from the same article. This is the same sheriff. This is his dog. So he goes in and he goes and does these raids of the school, which apparently the parents are either not notified of or they're fine with. He also will get all the kids together. This is in the article. Get all the kids together in the gymnasium. He'll say, "Who likes my dog?" And then, and then someone would be like, won't raise their hand or something, right? And he goes, "We're coming to check you guys first." It's like, because they don't like your dog. You know what I mean? Like, because they're fucking afraid of you and your dog, you're gonna single them out and harass them. Like what a way to instill fear of law enforcement into what I am sure is a lower economic fucking part of town here. This is not the fucking nice school that they're sending this canine fucking sheriff officer into. This is probably inner city. It's probably low funded shithole school. And they're going to just go ahead and they're going to fuck with these kids. And they're going to give them such a negative outlook on law enforcement. Because then they're going to look at law enforcement as somebody who's out to get them, to hurt them, to single them out. You know what I mean? Like, why not have law enforcement come in and have a discussion, a frank discussion about why are you guys vaping? What's the cause of this? What can we do to help you guys stop vaping? You know, like it's just crazy to me. I saw this article and it really broke my heart. Honestly, it did. Broke my heart.
Yeah, it does. Like, now, if they want to go and say, like, putting anything in your body other than air is a harm to you, yeah.
The air is a harm to you, though.
Yeah, but that is one thing, pollution and all that, granted. But granted, anything else other than what your body is meant to ingest is going to harm you. But you're getting that with pollution. You're getting that with all these random ailments like gasoline fumes, freaking the salt and stuff that you're breathing in and everything. But, like, here's the thing. There have been articles, like, such as in research done. The first thing is the Royal College of Physicians. They say it's 95% less harmful. Well, there you go. It's
that doesn't fit people's agenda, though.
Oh, no. And then there's another article that says there's no such thing as secondhand vapor. So it just goes to show you that, like, they're not playing with facts here. They're playing with scare tactics.
And they're not ignorant to it. They know the actual truth. They're all out lying about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, they know they're not. It's not like a bunch of old people that just don't want to hear anything about vaping and just believe everything to be like they know the facts. They know the truth. And that they are purposely spreading bullshit lies because it fits their agenda.
Yep.
Nobody wants to see kids vaping. No. I don't want to see kids vaping. I don't think anybody.
I don't either.
Unless they're like a really shady company would ever say that they want that. Nobody
I don't want to see kids smoke it or vape or anything like that. But I can tell you one fucking thing. On that scale, vaping is a hell of a lot fucking safer.
That's what I was just going to say. Like, however, if it was a matter of they were addicted to smoking cigarettes already and they were out smoking cigarettes in a classroom and you gave them a vape as a smoking cessation device, which it is, nobody can tell you different.
Yep.
So if it, like, I would rather that happen and they should do that. And I am sick of this government not accepting vaping as a smoking cessation device because it's the one that's actually been proven.
It's the only one that works.
They're not making the money on it yet, so they want to get rid of that shit. And,
so
and that cute JFM, we're finishing each other's sentences and stuff.
So check this out, you guys. So I work with kids. I go to juvenile hall, do different things, right? I work directly with kids, with young men, young women. I know from experience, okay, that the only way that you're going to get a response from these people, from these young people, is if you are honest with them. They smell bullshit from a mile away, and they are not going to buy into your hype. They're not. And if you try to talk down to them and you try to talk at them and treat them like they're ignorant, that's the quickest way to get them to shut down and to tune out what you're saying. If you were to go into these schools and be totally real with them and say, here's what we know, here's what we don't know. We don't know what's, over 20 years, what the effects of vaping are going to be. We don't know, long-term effects of nicotine on the brain, of the developing brain at these levels, But, like, here's what we do know. Smoking, is 95% fucking more dangerous than vaping. Like, if you just were honest with them, you might actually have a chance at converting some of these kids away from all forms of nicotine use. Because they might say, well, yeah, like what he said made a lot of sense. Maybe I am gonna stop using my Juul. Maybe I'm gonna, maybe not. But I tell you what, you have a better chance if you're just real with them than if you try to bullshit them.
Well, the thing about it is, this is the age of the internet, right? And all these kids are hearing all this information, and kids want to know just as much as we want to learn. They're gonna hear that bullshit, go look at stuff on the internet. They're gonna find out the truth. Yep. Anyway. Like it's in a lot of cases anyway. Some kids are not from they're from families where they're poor and they maybe can't afford internet and stuff like that. But in most cases, they're going to want to know more about this thing that they say that they can't have, because kids want to automatically rebel. And these days, people Google everything, and those kids are going to Google that.
How successful was Dare? Remember growing up with Dare?
Yeah, it was a joke.
I grew up with a program called Dare.
I started smoking when I was 8 with Dare.
Which was a bunch of people who came in who legitimately had bad information, and it was mostly people who had no idea what they were talking about, and they tried to scare the shit out of us about drugs, alcohol, and tobacco. And I tell you what, I literally became a smoking, drinking, drug addict, and I'm not blaming Dare, but I'll tell you what, Dare did fucking absolutely nothing to keep me from doing any of those things. But if someone would have come in, like a real life person who said, hey, I'm a former addict and here's my experience and here's what I can tell you, that might have actually gotten through to me, because I would have been like, hey, real recognizes real, and this person isn't trying to fucking bullshit me or feed me an agenda.
I don't know, because in my school they did have that in the DARE program. Like, real people would come in and like try to steer you straight and tell you like their personal experiences, and I ended up becoming an addict. Now, see,
well, I think the
problem with vaping right now, and the problem with people like doing these things, it's all a matter of people thinking it's cool. Okay, it's a fad. So if people think it's cool, they start doing it, and then they get addicted. So they try to do it to fit in. What I think they should do instead is give vapes, or make public people with the most mundane, uncool people doing it. And then all of a sudden they'll be like, oh, well, this might not be so cool. Like
Bob the accountant.
Librarians or accountants or convenience store clerks or gas station attendants doing it. And they'll be like, dude, this is freaking, what are we, a loser? Like, they won't think it's cool anymore. And then they won't do it to get addicted in the first place. Because I know most of the time, with the exception of vaping, I chose to do it to quit smoking. But like when I first started smoking, when I first started doing drugs, it was all a matter of fitting in, being cool, and trying to deal with problems I had internally.
That's true.
I think for the most part, though, like with most of the people I grew up around and everybody that I've ever known, you tell someone they can't do something, especially when they're young like that, they're going to do exactly what you told them that you can't do.
Yep.
And there's two things. They're going to either rebel, or they're going to do it because everybody else is doing it and they want it to look just as cool as the other kids.
Yep.
And that's why you got to showcase the losers.
I don't think that would matter, though. I really don't.
I think it would, because they'll be like, I don't want to be like that guy.
I don't think there's an answer. I don't think.
I don't think there's going to be a good answer to anything. Like, it's obviously,
And I know what, and no matter what the statistics say, I know that on the streets, what I see is that the smoking rates amongst kids have gone down dramatically. When I was growing up, when I was in high school, every single person I knew smoked. And now, when I go up to the high school and I'm working with kids in the high school, and I'm like, and I'll ask a question like, "Hey, how many people here smoke cigarettes?" Not
Mark
a single.
Fagan wants to know if someone wants to cuddle. I'll cuddle with you, Mark.
I'll rub your nipples, Mark.
He's a lonely boy.
We gonna cuddle.
Baby, I'm on buddy old bread.
Don't be a soft boy, Fagan. Yeah, no easy answers with the fucking teen smoking cessation shit. But you know what? There doesn't have to be. And they've never, you know what? And for the last fucking 10 years, they could have given a fuck less. But now they're just using it as a weapon to beat us over the head with it. And it is what it is. I just wanted to share that article with you guys. You know what? Stay up on those kind of things. If you're interested in where vaping is going, this is what I said. During the first stream of the year, I was saying 2019 is going to be the year that they really try to take vaping away from us. And every day when I get online and I see those kind of articles, it hammers home that idea. They're really coming after us, and it's insidious, and it's in every day they're trying to fucking do it. So stay. Hate to use this phrase, but stay woke, people, to the fucking truth, because they're coming for us. And if you care about vaping at all, man, please do your part to fight back in any way you can, whether that's to donate money to organizations like CASA, whether that's to donate time, whether it's to call politicians, write letters, emails, do what you can.
Educate people. That's important.
People. Yes, go downtown.
If you see people smoking, if you see even just other person, they talk to you or notice you're vaping, talk to them about it. Just spread the word.
Go downtown with a sign and stand downtown and say something like I vape, ask me a question. I don't know.
I vape. Ask me why.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. I vape. Ask why. And you're going to get, something. I just think we're right now, I don't think people really understand how serious this is about to get, because right now they haven't really taken it away from us, because they're Trojan horsing us, man. Like they're worming their way inside of everything, to the point where one day they're just going to turn it off. And that's a scary idea.
So what's going to happen is we're going to go to just closed pod systems. That's all that's going to be.
Honestly, I think closed pod systems are what caused a lot of this, because of things like the Juul. And I think even that's going to be taken away. I think we're going to have nothing. And for me, you know what? Like, I hate to sound selfish, but I'll be fine. I know how to make e-liquid. I have mechanical mods that'll last me the rest of my life, right? I'm fine, but I don't care about me. I could stop vaping today. I don't even get those nicotine cravings like I used to anymore. Like, I vape now because it's just part of my lifestyle. But you know who needs it? Like fucking Sally fucking Cream Cheese, who works at the diner and who's in her mid-50s, and she's been smoking for 35 years, and she coughs up black shit every morning, and she can't afford to smoke, and she's so desperate that she'll try anything to quit smoking, and she just hasn't heard about vaping yet, because she lives in fucking bumfuck Iowa, where there's not a vape shop. You know what? But then, like, tomorrow, some kid could walk into her diner with a vape and turn her on to it and change her life. But if we take it away, those kind of, happy endings never happen. So we're fighting not just for us, but we're fighting for the future of vaping. We're fighting for saving millions of lives. It's so important. You guys got to stay fighting, now more than ever.
Yep.
Okay. Anyways, you didn't know it was live? Come on, Fagan. Come on. You're right. This is pre-recorded.
It's all right. You can call it.
I like Juan. This is pre-recorded. You're good. Sally Cream Cheese. This guy knows. That white guy knows. Little Susie Cream Cheese. Anyways, I think we're gonna wrap it up for the night. I really, really appreciate JFM for coming and hanging out with us. We're
had lots of fun. Thank you.
I will harass him, fam, until he comes on again. I promise. And Jesse, thank you. It's been a while. I appreciate you coming on. You scared me because you didn't answer any of my messages, so I just kept throwing fucking links at you until you came on.
I'm on. I made it.
Good. God bless. God bless, fam.
Been a little busy lately.
Good. That's a good thing, right?
Oh yeah.
Good.
That means I'm getting more orders and
good.
Getting them out and stuff. Yeah, that's great. It could be a lot busier.
Yeah. So why don't you go ahead and tell them where they can find you, what you do, in case they don't know. Give them a little history lesson.
I am Jesse, and I am a serial vapor. I'm just kidding. I don't even know how to do this. It's been so long. Thanks for having me, Travis. Everybody, you can check out my 3D printed stuff at standup3d.com. Yeah, I'm all over the place. My Instagram, standup3d. Got a YouTube channel that I don't do anything on. Yeah.
You guys check out his stuff, and if you want to see some people using his stuff, who else? Who got some stuff? Ian, didn't you get?
There's a lot of people that have my stuff.
Well, Ian just recently got some stuff, I think, from you, and Meter just got some stuff from you recently. And,
actually, Fagan's getting ready to get some stuff from me.
Excellent.
He didn't know it until just now, but
excellent. And it's worth getting, you guys. As soon as I get my fucking head above water, I'm gonna get myself some as well. It's amazing atomizer stands, mod stands, makeup stands, anything that you guys need to stand. He's got a stand for you there. That's the name, Stand Up 3D. He's got a website. I will, for the replay of this show, I will leave a link to your website in the description box. So if you're watching this on a replay, like Fagan is doing right now, check the description box and you can go straight to his website and get yourself some sweet, sweet vaping peripherals.
And if you have an erectile dysfunction, he has a stand for that too.
I can't stand that.
Yikes! Ouch! No, but for real, I would not recommend these products if I didn't believe in what he's doing, and I really, really think that what he makes is high quality. So that's fucking amazing. That's so great. But for real, you guys go check him out. He's got fair prices. He's got amazing stuff, and you'll do custom orders as well, right? If don't correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I can't do anything and everything, but I try to do my best to get people I do custom stuff from time to time.
So if I like, just as an example, like a test case. So if I wanted something that was like half mech mod holder, half RDA holder that said like overdose vapes on the back plate, you could do something like that for me?
Yep.
Boom. See, he does custom orders. All right. Yes, it was a penis, Fagan. Come on, man. Get with the fucking program. Anyways. Yeah. Okay, JFM, tell them what you're all about. Tell them where you're at. Not that I mean, hell, this guy's twice as big as me as far as numbers, so they probably already know you. But in case they don't, go ahead and tell them where you're at.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. I don't give a shit about numbers. My name is John. I'm from the YouTube channel JFM Development. On my channel, I do a lot of stuff with mixing e-liquid. Soon I'm going to start to do some vape reviews and more content to come. Just became a dad, and I'm learning to schedule my time so I can do more content. But I have all plans to do that. So if you'd like to find out who I am, where I am, you can get me on my socials. All JFM Development on YouTube. And thank you so much for having me. It was a great show and great chat. Love you all. Thank you.
Yeah, and we really appreciate having you on. If you guys don't know about JFM's channel, it's one of the channels that I watch. And if you guys know me, I don't watch a ton of vaping stuff on YouTube anymore. Since I started making my own. It's just one of those things that happens. But like if I'm interested in like a specific flavor and stuff a lot of times, or I'm just looking for something interesting to watch, I will often go check out JFM. So these are two people that we have on the show right now that I legitimately think make great content, whether that is the stands for Jesse or the YouTube content for JFM. I think that they both do really good work. So I have no problem recommending you guys check them out. If you're a fan of me, you're going to definitely be a fan of them. So, thank you guys so much for coming. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. And I feel the same way. I love your channel, man.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And we'll have you on again. I promise everybody who's watching, I'm going to harass them. We'll get them back on again very, very soon. And this whole time, I've been working to try to get this build in my overdose mod. I just want to say thank you so much to Kenny B. He actually gave me this mod. It's an authentic overdose. It means a lot. He's not in chat. I haven't actually seen Kenny B in a long time. But it's stuff like this, not the fact that I got this for free, but it's the fact that someone cared enough to actually do this for me means a lot. And so that's why I do this. You guys are the best. You're the reason why I keep doing this channel. Much love to everybody in the chat. Thanks, everybody, for coming. ST Vapes, what's going on? I see you there. Pete Goodwin, what's up? Church, everybody's here. Okay. But much love to everybody. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Keep your coils tight. See you in the next one.
Peace.